If it was up to me, I'd, I'd be done with it.
Yeah,
I'd be done with it because we gave you a concrete bid. Um, we gave them pretty much everything. I mean, the bid that Liverpool put in is a way better bid than what the rumors of the Chelsea bid is. I mean,
really. Oh,
yeah, there's no add-ons, and the sell-on fee was astronomical.
hmm.
Brighton is coming out on top with the Liverpool bid, uh,
Yeah.
as opposed to the Chelsea bid. Um, as far as the Caicedo walking away from him, I would. I would. I love him as a player, but we need the the bench looked like weekend at
Oh,
Bernie's.
it was awful,
Like
man. Oh,
everybody was, it's a joke bench.
I can't believe that,
Like
man.
that makes no sense. A big club like LFC, and we took off Salah to bring on two kids. We took off Salah and Diaz to bring on two kids. So we gave up. At that point,
Yeah.
you realize that Klopp threw in the white flag. Like, what? How do you take off Salah? How do you even take off both of them at the same time?
What do
I
you
just
think
don't
of
get it.
Mario? What do you think of Salah's behavior, the way he was going off the pitch? Is that the way? Because there's kids coming on the pitch. He shouldn't. I think he shouldn't behave like that. You know what I mean?
No,
Especially when your kids are replacing you. That's not a
no,
way of a role model, is it?
nope.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of people don't really understand the human side of sports. You know, he Salah is one of the hardest workers in the team.
Yeah,
His name should be the first name on the team sheet
yeah,
for every game. So for him, I think they realize it's not there. He wasn't upset at them. He was upset at the fact that he was being taken off with so much
yeah,
time left on the
yeah,
clock. All it takes is one chance, bro, and the
yeah,
game, and you have a different outcome.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So for him showing his, emotions, and allowing that to get the best of him, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It's a
You
part
rather
of
have an
sports.
angry player than a player
Yeah,
that's happy
I
to
would
come
rather
off.
him act like that, and
No,
we know that, yeah, he's pissed, than
Yeah,
for him to come off the field and act like everything's okay, and then it disrupts the dressing room.
no.
Everybody knows his stance. He
yeah.
wants to play the entire game,
He wants to win
and I
games.
don't
Yeah,
blame him. He's our best player, so yeah, he deserves to play the entire game. But
The
to
thing
take
is,
him off for Ben Doak and Harvey Elliott,
yeah,
I didn't agree with that.
yeah. What about you, Holman? What did you think of it, mate?
I totally disagree with that take. I was actually really disappointed in Mo. And I'm a big supporter of Salah. Obviously, I'm a big supporter of
I don't know.
all of our players. But look, you're part of the leadership group for a reason, and if you're going to be a leader, you have to put team first. So what it is that you don't want to. Those two players shouldn't feel like, oh, we're upsetting we're upsetting Mo Salah. No,
Yeah,
they have to. They want to feel like I'm gonna go on this pitch and I'm going to
yeah,
bring energy, which they did. I'm going to bring some actual commitment to the defensive roles or defensive minded structure that we needed, which
yeah,
they did. You know, Salah had his opportunities. His opportunities were ample. He had
yeah,
two great looks at the goal. One hit the
yeah,
woodwork. One he horribly missed wide, and the other one he was offside on. And yet he's ticked off that he gets taken out for a young, up and coming, and
disrespectful.
inspiring player. Nah, I'm good with that. Learn if you want to be a team player, you
Yeah,
understand the fact that you have to show it's about team, not about self,
yeah.
and that's what it is to me. He just all he does is he's doing a hissy fit because in his mind he's the superstar, and I
And he scores
understand.
in the first game every season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
This is what he
mean,
was looking at. Yeah,
in his mind he's thinking, "Oh, I've got a record to hold," or
yeah.
who cares about your record?
It's
All I
about
want to see
winning.
is a goal. All I want to see is this win. And you got to look past the fact of you not getting that record doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
It just means that we got a W, and that's the most important thing.
yeah,
Period. That's at least my take. I do not. I was utterly disappointed. Him doing the hissy fit, taking his
yeah,
time, walking off the pitch. Come on, we're trying to win this game.
Yeah, listen, I agree with what you're saying, but we have to also look at from his perspective. We're just assuming that he got pissed off because Klopp took him off. as a player, you know what you've done wrong, and you know when you miss you don't take the chances that you get, right?
Mhm.
So it could be a number of things why he was pissed. He could be pissed because he knew that he had chances to score goals. He knew he had chances to change the outcome of the game. I mean, he created the goal. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He know he could have did more. So I think
I
we're
I
just
get.
assuming that he was pissed off at Klopp. And if he
Mhm.
was, it's okay because it's a player. You're going to be pissed regardless of who's coming on for you, whether it's Ben Doak or whether it's whoever else that's a superstar on the team. You're just it's a natural reaction. You're going to get mad because you're coming off of the field. I can't penalize a player for that. You know, we keep thinking that these players are robots. They're not
I
robots. They
know,
still have
but
feelings. You know what I
it
mean?
just I get that, and I'm a person that always talks about players being humans, but I also think that once we start going down the line of like trying to make like apologize or make excuses for Mo Salah acting like a child and not just encouraging his teammates walk off the field and say go get him, go to those players and say go out there and do your best to make this happen, because obviously the coach has decided that you are going to have this opportunity. Make the most of it. Don't sit there and take your tape off and make a public display that now you're going to become the center of focus. That's not necessary. You have an issue with that. Bring it up to Klopp later on during the after on the bus or in his office. But don't you're part of the leadership group. There's a reason why if you take on that responsibility of being quote unquote a leader in the group, you can't act like an individual. That's as simple as that. Because then if you show those kinds of actions, then what's to say I can't, not me, but if I
Yeah,
was a player on the team, I don't just start throwing a hissy fit. What's to say? Did you see Diaz throw a hissy fit? And he's the one that scored the goal. My point is, Diaz probably was one of our best players today, but he didn't throw a hissy fit when he got taken off, you know. So I mean, I just don't agree with it.
yeah.
I just don't agree with
To
it at
to,
all.
to be fair, I get what you're saying, but to be fair, I've seen Salah react the same way if we're winning a game and he scored 2 goals and he has the opportunity to score a hat trick and Klopp takes him off the field. I've seen him react the same way. So I'm not going to say that he is being selfish and he's throwing a hissy fit because I just don't I don't agree with that, but I get where you're coming from. But
Mhm.
as far as him being, you know, a part of the leadership group and he's not able to show emotions or react to certain things, I don't agree with that because you have to allow a player to be a player. Now, if he's getting
Yeah,
disrespectful, if he came
yeah,
off the field and Klopp tried to hug him and he pushed Klopp off, then
yeah.
I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's not
See, this is
acceptable.
this is this is why I definitely don't understand sometimes. Not necessarily you individually. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't understand sometimes how. I remember when Mane got taken off at Old Trafford, right? He made a big stick about it. He got all angry. He was mad, the whole nine. And yet people were very quick to be like, that's not right. What are you doing? What's going on? This is not what we need for the team. Mane's not being a team player, blah, 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 blah. But yet Mo Salah does it, and it's like, oh, we got to let players be players and got to let players, express themselves. We got to hold the same energy for all players. And my point is, like, I held Mane accountable when he did that actions at Old Trafford. I'm going to hold Mo Salah accountable by doing these actions at the bridge. That's how I see it.
Fair enough. Like I said,
Mhm.
we, we,
I mean,
we it's
everyone's
good.
welcome
It's
to,
good that
yeah,
yeah, it's good that
yeah,
we're not agreeing with each other because obviously we have to have two different point of views on certain
yeah,
things. So I see where you're coming from. I'm pretty sure you
yeah.
see where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
But as
yeah. I
far
mean,
as
you're welcome to have that
yeah,
opinion. I'm
yeah,
not saying that you can't have that opinion or
yeah, no, no,
something.
no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
absolutely,
But
absolutely.
right.
But as far as I just it's like a catch 22 to be honest with you because look, I don't know if you live in the States, if you live in the United States, but if you live in the United States and you watch American football, a couple years ago they tried to take out the human element out of the game by stopping players from celebrating excessively or doing whatever. As That's a natural reaction. When you do something good, you want to celebrate. When you
Mhm.
do something bad, or when you feel like you didn't produce up to your potential or do something that you know you're capable of doing, it's going to be a natural reaction. You get what I'm saying? So if he would have came off the field, or he didn't high five the kids that were coming on, if he disrespected Klopp, then I would have been like, okay, Mo, that was a little bit too much. He took the tape off. He was mad. He didn't say anything. He still high fived his teammates. Klopp, and I have
Oh,
to
he
give
didn't.
Klopp.
No,
I
he
have to
didn't. He
give
didn't.
Klopp. Yeah,
He
I have to
just he
give.
didn't do anything. He did not.
Yeah, I have
He walked straight to the bench. He's not
Klopp.
happy.
Yeah, Klopp is very smart because Klopp knew what his reaction would have been. You notice where Klopp was standing. He was
Yeah,
standing off to the side because he didn't
yeah.
want that to be the topic of discussion, where people are thinking, "Oh, Mo Salah was disrespectful to Klopp because he got taken off the field." He got off the field. He was still professional in my eyes because he still high fived his teammates coming on, and he really Klopp didn't give him the opportunity to even say anything to
I
him.
I
You
think
get what I'm
I
saying?
think Yeah, I understand. I just think that the way that he was showing his disapproval walking off the pitch was poor. Then I get it. He did give him a little a little high five or give him a little pat. If anything, I would have went up to Doak and said, "Yo, go out there and crush this or
Yeah.
kill this. Do your thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Just give him some encouragement because
yeah.
you got to realize Doak just watched you do those entire antics, the entire walk over. And then you give him some like half-assed, oh, go out there type high five, and then you storm off to the bench. That's not the encouragement you want to feel. Now I know Doak's professional enough and is a professional enough to not have to like need those things, but I mean realistically, it doesn't set a good image. It just doesn't set a good precedent, and it's just a poor example of like if you're going to be a leader, at least in my perspective, if you're going to be a part of the leadership group, if you're going to be someone that you're supposed to be setting a role model, presence for all these players, that player especially that's walking on the pitch after you, hold yourself to be that player. Don't make it seem like everyone else can be subbed off but you. That's not even close. That's
No, no,
So
I
not.
agree with you.
here's a question for both of you, right?
Mhm.
If Salah would have scored that ball that hit the crossbar, would we
Yeah.
be talking about this if Klopp would have taken him off and we're up 2-1 and had the same behavior? Would we be having this discussion
How
about
about no?
that
How about
incident?
this? Salah should have had a hat trick by halftime, and he didn't. He should have had a hat trick by halftime. He did not hold his line well enough. That was questionable for him being offsides. In my point, considering I just saw the Tottenham or the Spurs match where they let that goal stand and it looked like he was offsides. I don't understand why they're not showing the lines this year. If they don't want to use the World Cup offsides technology where they have the 3D models, at least show the lines. Just like zooming in and zooming out doesn't do anything for us. I don't know if that's your opinion too, but realistically for me, he should have had a hat trick, and he had his opportunities. You can't say he didn't have his opportunities. I applaud him for an amazing pass, an amazing assist. Diaz with an amazing goal. Let's give credit to McAllister for an amazing link-up setup play to even get the ball to Mo Salah. But realistically, he should have. It wasn't like he wasn't even marked. It was two open opportunities to score, and he didn't. And then the one chance that he did score, he was offsides. I mean, I just don't. I mean, like, look, it really befuddles me sometimes because the man gets so many opportunities. He's a great goal scorer. He's a great player, and he gets so many opportunities. You know, if we saw Darwin Nunez get as many opportunities as Mo Salah got, then you know, I wonder if people would hold the same strength of like, you know, giving him the benefit of the doubt. But like realistically, I just didn't think that was I didn't think that was a really leader style of actions to perform right there and then. With everything that's going on, I mean, I understand you got the importance. You know what? You've had a good when did he get subbed in? At the 65th minute, or what was it? It was even later. It wasn't even 65th minute.
I'll be back.
Yeah. When was it?